Thanks for watching another one of my little spiels. One thing I was thinking about was basically I was interested in this video game. It was called Natural Selection, and basically within the game you could have two vantage points. You could play the role of kind of the commander who could kind of have this bird's eye view of the whole map, and was kind of like in his little command post, wasn't really involved in all the action, and you could see where different people were, different locations, what was going on. And then you could jump into the action, in first person mode, where you're playing like an individual soldier or whatever, walking around and getting shot and stuff like that. And that has a strong parallel to what it's like, to what our human experience is like. We've all taken up this first-person view, which is basically a limited focus, through these eyes, through this body-mind in particular. I'm not looking through your eyes, I'm looking through these eyes. Whatever the eye is. And that's a whole other thing, right? Clarifying what the eye is, what I am. But basically we forgot that we had that, not to say we're like, the supreme the supreme omniscient consciousness that sees everything, but we had more of a broad picture prior to the incarnation into the first person three-dimensional diving suit character. So we had more of a sense of like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna be that guy and this guy's this guy, and it's all gonna kind of go like this, an overarching theme, and that's kind of how my life is gonna go. And I might as well have these parents because that'll help with this character's disposition. I might as well do this because I had this tendency in the last incarnate, So it's all just, it's like watching a chess game that you've seen a few times, and you've seen it being played. But then when you come in as a seeming pawn, right, you come in as a seeming guy on the board moving around, and all of a sudden everything's like, ooh, everything's personalized, everything's very crunchy, everything's kind of direct and point blank. So it's not so much I have that distance anymore. Now it's like I've fallen into this narrow kind of seeming separation. So spiritual awakening, in terms of how some people look at it, like Florian Schlosser talks about awakening as basically just the highest, or rather the widest focus. So our focus starts to widen and widen, right? So we have this character, so you can say that the focus can be so limited within this one character, it can get tighter and tighter, contracting into this one body, mind. And then as we go into it, as we delve into ourselves and discover, then there can be a natural sort of just, gradual widening of that focus, so that it keeps going out and out, and there's not sort of that sense of, I'm just this one guy in this kind of hostile world moving around. Then all of a sudden there's more of that sort of noticing capacity. It's like, oh, well, I'm just this one guy as a human being, but what I am, like what I really am, is sort of this global, more of this universal presence, in the sense that it witnesses. So that's it, it's including that, it's including sort of that more broad capacity of seeing the character, of seeing the first person drama, of Mike Thielmann or whoever, and including the capacity to actually see the broader perspective, and realizing that what we are is being human. So that's it. Thanks for watching.